PM office.
Okay. So then I think we can quickly, I will open and then he can start, or maybe the video can be like, what do you say?
We can have launches, ma'am. Launches. You can start off. We can have launches and.
Yes, that will be nice. Yeah. Good afternoon, sir. Good afternoon. Namaskar, sir. Yeah.
Sir, namaste, sir. Good afternoon. Gopal Krishna from Navodaya Vidyalaya Samiti, sir.
Namaskar, Tessie ma'am. We are
Madam, namaste,
from
madam.
DST, welcome you. So as we understand that sir, Secretary sir has to go for a very important meeting at PMO. So sir, with your permission, Secretary sir, if you tell us maybe 20 minutes or 25 minutes, then we will try to showcase certain thing and start our program with your permission.
No, good. I think all of us are eagerly waiting for Tessie Thomas Madam's talk anyway. Okay, other things are very informal.
Yes.
Good afternoon, sir. Good afternoon.
How are you?
Fine, sir.
I had the pleasure of meeting you in Hyderabad IICT.
Okay, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes. Yeah, go ahead, Nisha. Yeah.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much, sir. So, sir, as per our plan, Dr. Gopal Krishna, I think I will start with the thing and then we will showcase. Sir, the original plan was that we will start with give you a little bit brief about the program of Gyanjoti under DST, and we have made a logo, a small film, and tutorials which we would like yourself and Tessie ma'am to launch, and then we will hear you and then Tessie ma'am. So that's what the plan is originally. Yeah. So I take this opportunity to welcome all of you to this very important event which we are celebrating on the day of International Day for Women and Girls in Science. Respected Dr. Srivari Chandrasekharji, Secretary DST, Dr. Tessie Thomas, Director General Aeronautical System, DRDO Department of Space, Sri Gopal Krishna, Deputy Commissioner Navodaya Vidyalaya Samiti, colleagues from DST, NVS, IBM, AIF, NVS team of principals, teachers, girl students all across the country. And I'm very happy to say that today we are joined by more than 5,000 girl students in this special event. A very good afternoon to all of you. Let me first, on behalf of DST and my own behalf, extend a warm welcome to all of you to this very important event to celebrate 7th International Day of Women and Girls. This noble thought was initiated in the year 2015 by UN, and since then we are celebrating this. It is just a reminder for us to understand the crucial role women and girls play in science and technology communities, with the message to enhance their engagement. I will not talk more because time is a real crunch today. I would straight away come to the thing that we understand there is a gender gap in science and technology which holds women back, and women's participation in STI is very low. Even in many countries where the women occupy very a lot of position, but they are they point towards gender equality. It's even less than 50%. But I must say India has valued always participation of women in science and education. It was in late 70s when a special chapter of Women in Development came in Government of India. Since then, Department of Science and Technology has been making a significant mark to inspire and engage women and girls in science and education through its dedicated scheme, Women in Science and Engineering Vice Kiran program. We have initiated many programs. I will not talk about all that today. Only I would like to refer about two very important initiatives. One is Gyanjoti, another one is Gati, which we started recently. And Gyanjoti is basically to nurture young meritorious girls from the class 9th to 12th in the field of STEM. And here I would like to say a quote that when we educate a woman, we educate the whole family. This is a famous saying. And, you know, we are starting catching them from very young stage through Gyanjoti program. There are many activities which I think we have made a small short video, which itself will be self-explanatory to tell about the activities of Gyanjoti. At present, there are 12,500 girls which are benefited, and they are doing lot of work, lot of activities are there to motivate them. And only one thing I want to add on here, that in the first phase, I mean, many girls have qualified JEE main entrance exams. 149 out of 149, 20 could qualify the JEE Advanced, and 226 girls qualified NEET exam. So that is one of the great outcome of the program. And here I would like to thank Secretary Sir for gracing this occasion despite his busy schedule. And we are also happy to have Dr. Tessie Thomas ji, who has brought a lot of glory to our country by leading prestigious missile mission. She is our first missile mission lady. So we welcome you also, madam, and all of us are eager to hear to your thoughts. I once again welcome everyone, and I request Minu to start that video so that everyone can have a feel of Gyanjoti programs activities. Over to you.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for your valuable words. So let us now have a glimpse of Gyanjoti Program, a flagship initiative of Department of Science and Technology, through a video.
The smiles on the face, the dreams in the eyes, the focus in the brains, the thoughts in the minds, and the confidence in the hearts. All showcase that today the girls are flying high with science in their souls. The perception of a girl's participation in science and technology field has been metamorphosed with the Gyanjoti initiative of the Department of Science and Technology. The meritorious girl students from grades 9 to 12 are encouraged, inspired, and prepared to pursue career in STEM, that is, science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. Vidyanjati scheme was launched by Honorable President of India on the occasion of National Science Day on 28th of February 2020. In a short span of time, the initiative has helped around 12,500 meritorious girls of class 9 to 12 of Jawahar Navodaya Vidyalayas, Kendriya Vidyalayas, government schools, army schools of 100 districts of the country. It is expected the Gyanjoti program will act as balancing tool for girls in different streams of science and technology by enhancing girls' ratio in underrepresented areas of STEM in higher education or college level, and that will ensure gender parity in STEM fields. Numbers rule the universe here. To further its achievements, Gyanjoti has a bouquet of activities like student-parent counseling, role models interaction, visit to knowledge partners and other research labs, industries, NGOs, science camps, academic support classes, tinkering activities, and career counseling sessions. Girls enrolled under Gyanjoti program also have the provision for scholarships and resource materials. Support system includes Navodaya Vidyalaya Samiti, that is NVS, as the implementing partner of Gyanjoti, and Jawahar Navodaya Vidyalayas, that is JNVs, are acting as Gyanjoti knowledge centers. Higher educational and research institutions are connected with each Gyanjoti knowledge center as knowledge partners and providing mentoring to enrolled girls. IBM India is also associated with this program. With this initiative of DST achieving milestones, it promises to continue empowering the girl students to become future scientists.
So that was an amazing video. The video has truly helped us to recollect the journey that we have taken together till now. So ladies and gentlemen, it is my proud privilege to welcome Dr. S. Chandrasekhar, Secretary DST, the man of distinct vision, an idol of knowledge and inspiration to all of us. We are very fortunate, sir, to have you amongst us. It will be enlightening for all of us to listen to you. I request you to kindly bless us all with your words of wisdom. Please, sir.
So no
So you are
voice.
not audible.
Okay, because I was not given the option to unmute. So
Now, sir, it is very clear. We are
no,
able to.
the women power is already shown. Greetings to all of you. Tessie Thomas, madam, greetings to you. Thank you for joining us today. And all the women and girls joined on the call. Happy International Science Day. This is the day to celebrate the successes our women have achieved in science and technology to make the living more pleasant on this planet. While I always got inspired of science from my mother, she was a high school science teacher in a small town. And when we were born, she decided to take care of us and left the job. But I took advantage of my mother's science, and she used to write my record book when I was lazy in writing my biology or botany, zoology drawings. She had an outstanding pencil to draw all these things. I also would like to remember today, always we look at Madame Curie, who has got 2 Nobel Prizes, risking her life. And today, we cannot imagine airports without X-ray. We cannot imagine any hospital without an X-ray. And the kind of risk she has taken to work with radioactive elements was something we all need to adore. Another scientist whom we all look at and adore is Madame Tu from China, who decided to discover a drug for malaria. If you look at her biography, when she was young and she had a young daughter of 7-year-old girl, she had admitted her daughter in a boarding school and went to the lab and went on to work forever till she discovered the drug. And when she came back, the daughter grew so large that both mother and daughter could not recognize each other. I think these are the kind of commitments women make once they take any job on their shoulders, which has been proven beyond doubt. We could remember today great scientists of India, Asima Chatterjee from Calcutta, the kind of natural product science she has done and became a role model scientist for us. We are very privileged today that Madam Tessie Thomas is with us. Again, I had the privilege of meeting her multiple times, and the successes she had saving our country from many activities, I think adorable. And all the girl students who are on the call today, I advise that you please go and look at the kind of contributions Madam Thomas has done to all of us, which has made India a proud nation in this research. While we have been talking of, we don't find a lot of scientists as in the institutes, while we see many girls up to college level maybe, but beyond that, generally there is something not right. DST is committed to address this challenge. We make sure that as many girls come into science. We are all aware that the intellect and the thought processes, ideas a woman carries are phenomenal. Today, if all the women take up the scientific positions, I think we don't require to look for any drugs in future or any new technologies in future. Everything will be discovered in next 30 years if women are all occupying all the positions. They also have multiple responsibilities of taking care of the families. Many professional women whom we are successful have really bought the balance of both family and office and have been very, very successful. The next generation girls who are on the call today, you have much better opportunities than the names I referred today. The kind of atmosphere we had 30 years ago, 40 years ago is no more. We have very dedicated schools, committed faculty, and also the kind of programs Government of India is running today to bring girls into mainstream science and technology, engineering and mathematics. I'm very happy that today we are celebrating International Day for Women and Girls in Science, which is very unique for us. And DST has been adding many programs on how we attract women and girl talent into science and technology. I'm also happy that many special grants are getting announced as we approach March 8th, the Women's Day. DST is planning many programs, even to launch programs under DST that women will get many fellowship schemes And also we are trying to launch programs where girl researchers at their college level or at master's level or PhD level, if they think traveling to national laboratories within their own state or going to neighboring states and spend some time and get motivated with working with scientists, new programs will be announced on the March 8th in such a way that all the girls will get opportunity to go to national labs and explore themselves and the talent what they have. Also, we are trying to explore possibilities of how once the students reach, girl students reach PhD level programs, whether we could encourage them to travel international so that their exposures are large and their thought process also will change and the cultures are inculcated. I'm happy that today DST has taken this initiative and Nisha has been playing a very important role in conducting these events. I wish this event all the success and also all the students who are on the call. I advise you that listen to Tessie Thomas Madam's talk very closely and also read about her successes and get motivated. As I need to rush to Parliament now because Parliament session is going on, I'll not be able to be on the call for a long time. But as this program is also on the YouTube channel, I would try to get into the YouTube channel and watch it live and also see how our girl students are doing. Another important thing we would like to do is there are also children of scheduled caste and scheduled tribe communities from many tribal parts of the country. We also would like to embrace the knowledge of these tribal communities and see how best we could bring them into main science also. I'm sure the efforts of DST and other ministries under the leadership of the current government will make sure that very soon, in the next few years, maybe in 5 to 10 years, we will have more than 50% of women representation in science and technology streams. I wish all of you all the best, and again, greetings on this important day. Thank you. Jai Hind.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for enlightening us with your valuable message. Now we may proceed further with the launches and inaugural of the Gyanjoti portal and logo. So may I request, sir?
I think, Secretary Sir, we need your presence only for 2 more minutes.
No,
Yeah.
I'm here on the call. I'm on the call.
Okay,
fine.
okay. So I'll request Team AIF to coordinate the curtain raising ceremony. We can have a quick glimpse of Gyanjoti portal, and sir will launch that portal, Gyanjoti portal.
Sure, ma'am. So we will proceed to the launch of the Gyanjoti portal. The Gyanjoti Learning Management System is a core structural and functional part of the Gyanjoti program and acts as a central collaborative ecosystem to efficiently drive, engage, and monitor all the stakeholders in the program. It acts as a one-stop platform for continuous academic monitoring and resource management, and allows students and schools under the program to plan activities such as role model interactions, knowledge partner visits, science camps, ATL workshops, and provides a reporting mechanism for all these activities. So I would request you to officially announce the launch of the Gyanjoti portal.
Should I click somewhere or just announce?
Yes, sir. You can announce, sir.
I formally announce the inauguration of the Vidyanjati portal.
Thank you, sir. Now we will take everyone quickly through the Gyanjoti portal. Through this homepage here, we can see the latest stories and upcoming events in the Gyanjoti program. The portal also provides information about the aims and objectives of the Gyanjoti program. The Remarkables Initiative section talks about the different innovative activities that are being undertaken as part of the program. A student corner is designed for students to access recordings of all Gyanjoti resources. And finally, the login corner takes students and teachers through their individual portal through which they can use the portal for monitoring of all activities of the program. Next, I would request Secretary Sir to also launch the Gyanjoti logo. The launch of the Gyanjoti logo by Secretary DST aims towards bringing gender parity in the underrepresented STEM fields through the Gyanjoti program. Sir, I would request you also to announce the official launch of the Gyanjoti logo.
I formally announce the launching of the Vidyanjati logo. All the best to the organizers.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for launching the Gyanjoti portal and the Gyanjoti logo. Now we will be launching the Gyanjoti e-booklet, for which I would like to invite Dr. Tessie Thomas. The e-booklet, Gyanjoti e-booklet, has been designed as a single reference resource for all stakeholders to learn about the Gyanjoti program and various other activities of DST. I would like ma'am to officially announce the launch of the Gyanjoti e-booklet. Ma'am, if
Yeah.
you...
It was unmuted.
Yes.
So I formally launched the e-booklet.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am, for launching the Gyanjoti e-booklet. As we can see here, the booklet comprises of different activities being undertaken by DST for the promotion of scientific education for girls. Details about the Gyanshotty program and its activities, such as the role model interaction, adult tinkering activities, knowledge partner visits, and academic support classes for Gyanshotty scholars, are also provided in the e-booklet. Finally, I would like to take this opportunity to also invite Dr. Tessie Thomas ma'am to launch this Gyanjoti Science Festival. To commemorate this occasion of International Day of Women and Girls in Science, we are starting with the Gyanjoti Science Festival today, which will reach 10,000 Gyanjoti scholars from class 9 and will include various science-related activities such as the hands-on science projects, science quiz, astronomy, skywatching through telescope, and various other science-related activities. The objective of this science festival is to give students a glimpse of the STEM world and sparkle their interest in it. I would request, ma'am, if you could also announce the official launch of the Gyanjoti Science Festival.
Yeah, keep it muted. Mute.
Yes, ma'am.
We officially launch the inauguration of Science Festival.
Thank you, ma'am, for launching the Gyanjoti Science Festival. Now, if we have time, I would like to take everyone through a short video providing a glimpse of last year's Science Festival, which was followed by a series of curriculum integrated science sessions, which was one of the major activities of the Gyanjoti program. Requesting Aditya, we can...
Ma'am, shall we run it, ma'am? Just 2 minutes, ma'am. Nisha, ma'am.
Science is cool. Science is awesome.
Here or not?
Shall I burn it? Oh!
Oxygen has 2 bonds, one on the left and one on the right.
Science Utsav, Science Festival, conducting so many experiments. We were thrilled by looking at your models, the way you were explaining to your friends, the way you were explaining to your parents.
Science means the quest for truth. They say it's the quest for knowledge.
But success is not achieved in a day or in a night. It is a long-term study process which requires hard work, commitment, and determination.
Thank you, ma'am.
We can proceed further. Thank you so much, Ashwin, for taking us to different activities of Gyanjoti. And I request Dr. Meenu to introduce Dr. Tessie Thomas ji. and we are eager to hear from her about her experiences, and sky is not the limit. That is what she's going to tell us. And incidentally, madam, I also joined DST. I started my career from Department of Space only. Yeah, I am Nisha Mandirata, working for this Vice Kiran program. Yeah, so my background is also remote sensing and agriculture physics. And I joined National Remote Sensing Agency in the beginning. I worked there as a faculty. And then now I think after many programs of natural resources management. And through your
Ma'am,
experience.
one correction, ma'am. I am from the Department of
DRDO.
DRDO.
Yeah,
not the space.
But
Space
Agni
is-
missile and other thing, there is some connection I find, no?
Yeah,
With regard to
okay,
remote
that
sensing aspect.
technologies are what I understand.
Technology wise, yeah.
Technology. Yes.
Yeah, please, Meenu,
Yes.
over to you.
Yes, ma'am. So now I will request Dr. Vandana Singh, scientist EDST, to formally introduce Dr. Tessie Thomas.
Namaskar to everyone. I'm wishing you all a very happy International Day of Women and Girls in Science. I would like to start with a quote, Balika aham balika, navyug janita aham balika, na hambala, durbala adi shakti aham ambika. It means I'm a girl of modern times. I'm not feeble or powerless. I'm Adi Shakti. I'm Ambika. One such Nari Shakti is here with us today, and it is my proud privilege and honor to introduce Dr. Tessie Thomas, who is the inspiration of millions of minds and familiar name to every household in the country. Dr. Tessie Thomas is distinguished scientist and director Journal Aeronautical Systems, Defense Research and Development Organization, DRDO. She has obtained her BTech in electrical engineering from Calicut University in 1985, ME in guided missiles from Institute of Armament Technology, Pune in 1986, and PhD in missile guidance from Jawaharlal Nehru Technological University, Hyderabad. A zeal to get more knowledge and skilling herself in many ways is evident when she obtained MBA in Operations Management from IGNOU. Dr. Tessie Thomas joined IIT Pune as a faculty member in guided missiles in the year 1986. In 1988, Dr. Tessie Thomas joined DRDO. She was placed in the Department of Design and Development of the new generation ballistic missile Agni. Dr. Thomas was associated with Agni program right from its developmental flights. She has designed and guidance scheme for long-range missile system, which is used in all Agni missiles. She is a fellow of numerous academies and institutions in science and engineering, including the Institution of Engineers and IEEE, and is also the life member of various societies in engineering and aerospace. Dr. Thomas is the recipient of many prestigious awards, including DRDO Agni Award, conferred to her for excellence in self-reliance in 2001, and for path-breaking research outstanding technology development in 2007. She was DRDO Scientist of the Year in 2008 and was also awarded the DRDO Performance Excellence Awards both for Agni 4 in 2011 and Agni 5 in 2012. Apart from these, she is the recipient of Lal Bahadur Shastri National Award for Excellence in Public Administration, Academics and Management. Madam Marie Curie Mahila Vigyanik Purushkar, Outstanding Women Award by National Commission for Women in 2013, Bharat Ratna Shri M. Vishwesaraya Award in 2016, Outstanding Women Achiever, and a host of many more awards presented by the national and various state governments, which speaks of her prolific scientific career. With these few words, I would like to invite Dr. Tessie Thomas to enlighten us. Welcome.
Thank you, Dr. Vandana Singh. Very respected Dr. S. Chandrasekhar, Secretary, Department of Science and Technology, Dr. Nisha Mendiratna, Head and Advisor, Vice Kiran Division, Shri Vinayak Garg, Commissioner NVS, Shri T. Gopal Krishna, Deputy Commissioner NVS, Dr. Vandana Singh, Dr. Manu Singh from the DST, and all the esteemed guests, members, and teachers, and my dear students, a very good afternoon to all of you. On the occasion of the 7th International Day of Women and Girls in Science, taking place today, 11th February 2022, all across the world, I would like to congratulate DST and Vice Kiran in organizing this event on Vidyanjati, empowering girls in STEM, and the launch of Science Festival on this day. You have just heard from Dr. S. Chandrasekhar, Secretary DST, about some of the achievements of great women scientists and women achievers. It's indeed a great opportunity for me to be with you all, and happy to note that DST and DST team is organizing this event for women and girls with the vision of harnessing the intelligence of these young minds for building scientific temperament and creating curiosity among these young brains towards science and technology. Today, if we look at the world as well as our own country, girls or women is of the strength of 50% of the population. And how can we stop in not contributing? So we need to think holistically that we are the 50% in strength in the country, and we need to contribute. In that sense, what empowers us is education. And education means that is the only means through which we acquire knowledge. So on this occasion, I would like to quote Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam's words: learning gives creativity, creativity leads to thinking, thinking provides knowledge, and knowledge makes you great. This is one of the fundamental factor what we should remember, and education is highly rated in any nation's development. You are all fortunate ones where our government has initiated the NEP 2020, the National Education Policy, which brings in new methods of critical thinking, skill development efforts, and a scientific way of education to the students, which encourages for science exhibitions and practical skills, science-oriented experiments, build creativity among children, and bring out the inherent talent from them. Education is the most important single factor that makes an individual knowledgeable, and from once we get educated with the knowledge, we have researchers, innovators, inventors, scientists, engineers, all forms of scientific achievers, and then reformation can happen within the country, which in turn leads to the economic growth of the country. So this is the time that we need to focus on our studies to learn what we have been taught. And today the world is with knowledge around, so you all have the capability to pick up the right knowledge and become more and more knowledgeable. As always said, a nation's development and prosperity is judged by the status of science and technology. So you are all being called upon to take on science as the main focus, so that we in turn, by contributing towards the science and researches, can make our nation highly rich in science and technology. Basically, if you look, science is a study of knowledge, and technology is the application of this scientific knowledge. Like, we'll just take an example of Charles Babbage, who was a mathematician, a mechanical engineer, and turned out to be an inventor who originated the concept of computer. He invented the first mechanical computer called the difference engine, which led to the many other refinements and a chain of inventions in the modern computer, what we see today. Coming to the history of science and technology developments in India, during the period 1960s, India had a revolutionary changes in science and technology with respect to establishing the All India Radio. Then it was called as Akashvani, followed by broadcasting of television programs and even computers, and then a complete set of communication setups, communication developments. From the 1960s, another 20 to 30 years, so a considerable scientific advancements in agriculture science. We had high yield of grains, food grains, leading to the Green Revolution. Then came in 1970s the establishment of nuclear reactor technology, Indian space research programs with the launching of remote satellites. That's the development of India's first satellite, the Aryabhatta in 1975, Rohini satellites in 1980. All is an example of science and technology development in the country. Now, just taking one field, the communication technology, let us just look at the changes in communication technology. Started with the 1G, that is an analog radio waves based systems, where the speed was around 2.4 kilobytes per second, to digital technology with 2G, CDA, and GSM. The SMS started in the roaming capability, conference halls, followed by 3G, where wireless networks came, smartphone technology. We could be able to go through the web browsing, email, video downloads, picture sharing, all was possible. 4G is again another different high speed technology, 1 Gbps with multimedia and internet over IP, gaming services, that high-D mobile TV, video conferencing, 3D television, and cloud computing. So coming to the 5G, we started hearing about 5G, the current generation technology, which is under development, which would provide device-to-device communication with faster data rates, almost 35 times faster than the 4G, and with a lot of massive, the multiple input and multiple output process, Li-Fi, that light fidelity, which is again a bi-directional wireless system that transmits data via LED or an infrared light. And today, world across has started talking about 6G spectrum with a combination of fiber optic and radio waves with point-to-point wireless, air fiber, broadband network with high data rate speeds. So that is the way the technology is progressing. In a span of 10 years, we are seeing all these things. Looking at the space science, India has developed space technology, and it is all by indigenous capability. We are offering a variety of space services globally today. In the history of Indian space program, 1970s were the era of experimentation, during which experimental satellite programs like Aryabhatta, Bhaskara, Rohini, Apple, all were launched. The success of these programs led to the era of operationalization in 1980s, during which we could get the operational satellite programs like INSAT, IRS, all came into existence. Sustained efforts of our scientists and technologists have made the country an emerging power in many areas and have propelled us to the elite club of nation in space, defense, and nuclear technologies. If you look at the country's major space missions like Chandrayaan, Mangalyaan, then the development of cryogenic engine, and the related launch vehicles like PSLV, GSLV, we have established a whole lot of technologies indigenously. Now coming to the defense, I will come to my area of work where I was fortunate to work with the DRDO, and DRDO is the Defense Research and Development Organization, which takes all the scientific work for the needed for the defense. It has the mandate of making defense systems for the Army, Navy, and Air Force, and is working towards the enhancing self-reliance in defense systems and leading to the production of world-class weapon systems and equipments. To name a few, we have established the capability in fighter aircraft, the light compact aircraft, which we hear it as Tejas, and airborne early warning and control systems, where we have the capability as eye in the sky, which can go very high above the atmosphere and watch what is happening around to see and it gives the information, can see all the system surveillance and tracking of systems is possible. Then the area of missiles, where we have developed both tactical and strategic systems. When I say tactical, it is to do with missiles of short range, like Akash, which is a surface to air launch system. It can strike against an aircraft. Then Astra, air to air, it can be launched from aircraft to another aircraft. Nag systems, which is again anti-tank capability. Then the BrahMos, a joint venture between India and Russia, wherein which we have developed the Supersonic cruise missile, first of its kind in the world, and it has capability to be launched from different platforms, either from an aircraft, airborne, or from a ship, or from land. So that capability, and then Prithvi, the surface to surface missile, which has a range capability from 80 kilometers to 300 kilometers plus. So, and then comes the Agni. I will separately talk about it. DRDO has given this opportunity to work in this missile program, working for Agni program, and for its total technology development and management has been a great challenge. When we look at a person, someone like me, who has come from a basic engineering background, I got graduated from a government engineering college, Trichur. When I was doing engineering, I never imagined I may be coming to the defense or the DRDO. But I was fortunate to be selected as one among the 10 students. DRDO has conducted a written exam, and was selected for this course in MTech, MTech in Guided Missiles program, in which I must say that my life turning point towards the missile and this scientific field started. So after completing that engineering called MTech, we were supposed to join DRDO as scientists at Hyderabad, where in the missile lab, where we were working. We were assigned the missile development job. I did MTech the project on gyroless inertial navigation. If you have learned the navigation we do generally with the gyros and accelerometers, and I developed a hardware unit, a signal processing unit, which will separate out linear acceleration and rotational acceleration. So by giving a rotating platform and putting only accelerometers, I was able to get both rotational as well as the linear component of the acceleration. That's the way I had taken up that project and came. And fortunately, then the director of DRDL was Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam. So he asked, generally when as a new scientist joins, we'll be given the opportunity to meet the director, and I had to, we had to interact with the director. So he heard me, and then he was surprised that you are doing navigation without gyros here. We have a whole department working on inertial navigation with gyros. So that is how I was posted to that division, wherein which the inertial navigation and guidance was to be developed for the missile systems. And I got the opportunity. That is how I landed up in working for the Agni class of missiles on the guidance, and then started going towards the project. There are two major technological challenges. Like you have heard about the space rockets. At that point of time, we were using liquid propulsion system. That is, in a liquid propulsion system or a liquid rocket motor, the fuel and the oxidizer is mixed, and then the combustion takes place, and then the rocket is launched. And whenever we want to terminate or we want to stop the rocket burning, we can switch off one of the supply, either fuel or oxidizer. So that was the technology existing with the rocket launching. But in missile applications of Agni class and all, it has to be a field worthy, stored for more than 15-20 years. When the requirement of use, we do not know. So there was a challenge of developing the solid rocket motor with a guidance scheme which can take care of the termination process. That is, whenever the acquired energy is there, I should stop the rocket. Or because when we say Agni systems, it has a range capability, a range like Agni 1, 300 kilometers to 700 kilometers, Agni 2, 800 kilometers to 2000 kilometers, Agni 3, 2000 to 3000 kilometers, Agni 4 up to 4000 kilometers, from 1500 to 4000 kilometers, Agni 5, we start from 3000 kilometers to 5000 kilometers. The same single system, that is, rocket stages are prepared and kept, but because of the guidance scheme what we have, we can guide the trajectory to the desired orientation based on this guidance scheme. So to start with, I'm talking about these developments 30 years before. It takes more than 2 to 3 years to develop a complex algorithm full of engineering mathematics, Earth's geometry, space dynamics, navigation and guidance. First time to be tested and proven. So it's like when we say a solid propulsion system, when it has to, once it is ignited, it burns from one end to the other. So the total energy from that system is well defined. A stage rocket motor is going to give this much of power, so finally leads to some amount of velocity. And the guidance law, what the explicit onboard guidance law, what has been designed, takes care of reshaping. So if I have to go for a longer range, I will take a shallow path. And if it has to be a shorter range, I'll take a lofted path so that the energy, it goes high above in altitude and then comes back to the designed target. So that was the concept of this explicit guidance scheme. And the guidance scheme is now operational in all Agni systems, Agni 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and the latest Agni 1 Prime. All the systems has a range capability totally from 300 kilometers to 5,000 kilometers. And this same guidance law has been adopted for the underwater weapon systems, all being nuclear capable systems. These guidance schemes decides the accuracy of the impact on the target. So one can understand the criticality of the design and development. And this was a unique achievement of world class and probably first of its kind in the world at that point of time. Agni 1, 2, and 3 are having the similar class of technology with respect to rocket motor casing, that they were all metallic, where the weight of the system is higher, which in turn, there is a compromise on the range capability. But next challenge what was put to me was to develop a rocket motor system of world-class mass fraction. This was only possible by switching over to composite rocket motor casings, where the weight reduction is by 40%. When I say weight reduction, that is in this class of Agni systems, 1 kg extra weight. Is there 1 kg means I will lose something like 4 to 5 kilometer range capability. So that is the sensitivity of if the weight, weight reduction, what we look for. So I took over as project director Agni 4, and the challenge of developing a composite rocket motor casing, where this was the time where the raw material like carbon fiber also was not available in the country and had an import denial, where we had to indigenously develop, and there is a lot of risk involved in developing this rocket motor casing. This technology, understanding the material, the process involved in the development, all were a learning curve for all the scientists in the country. But I must say we did it. Today we see Agni 4, Agni 5. Agni 4 had 1 stage of composite rocket motor. Agni 5 had 2 stages of composite rocket motor. And all the new series are with this composite rocket motor technology and are all of world class. With less than half the weight of the earlier systems, we could achieve double the range capability, and this was truly a remarkable achievement. That is how you all hear the launch of Agni 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So there were a lot of technological challenge, efforts of scientists, more than 1,000 scientists put for 4 to 5 years and more in the development stage, then taking it to the launch. There again, each systems, the launch to be successful means we need to see the connectivity, interconnectivity of connectors, cables to cables. When you look at inside a missile, the length of the cables runs into more than 1,000 kilometers. Number of connections and connectivities are that many. So even though the total missile length is only of the order of 15 to 20 meters. So that is the type of technology. If one of these strands comes out, mission will be a failure. So much criticality goes into the working and making of these missiles. Keeping that apart, now coming to being a woman, being a girl, how I got groomed up. I was fortunate to have a mother who was always ensured that we were 5 girls and 1 boy in our as children. My mother ensured that all 6 of us had the same education, the good education, total support, so that we all become children of capability for the nation. Growing up, my mother always told me the answer to life is only yes, and this is the only life you have, and make the best out of it. Take every opportunity that comes in your way as blessings and consider challenges as opportunities. You should not regret the things that you could not do because you were afraid to try. You need to face the challenge. Today's generation is like a magic box of wisdom, and their talents need to be tapped and tailored to do wonders for this world, and let it happen from the students who are all present here. Actually, the modern girls and women are all passionate about their studies or work and is fearless in exploring new dimensions in her life. We see women achievers in all walks of life, and they have changed the mindset of the society and made the whole world realize that women are incomparable with their counterparts and colleagues. Today, women have made their mark in every field, be it literature, arts, sports, politics, corporate sector, or scientific field. Women are ready to take up challenge. They are gaining wide acceptance as administrators, as most importantly as decision makers. And more women should be in the mainstream of the society once they learn how to overcome challenge that comes their way. Today we see in the schools and colleges, women are passionate, creative, responsible, committed, honest, dedicated. I'm telling some of your capabilities and some of your qualities. Dedicated with perseverance, intelligence, and a factor called, you need to achieve something called the emotional intelligence coefficients also. To increase the emotional intelligence, we need to be self-motivated, self-esteem. You need to be having empathy, decision-making capability, commitment, and interpersonal awareness. So you're all young in your thoughts. Whatever you want to become, you have to tell. You have to decide. You have to tell your parents. And today, the opportunities are wide. You have many streams of knowledge around to pick up. There are different branches of science today which you can choose from. And with the advent of information technology, the world is at your fingertips, and you have all the source of information which you can utilize for updating yourself. And there are, if you look at the latest technologies which you are going to work in future, are the artificial intelligence, a wide area wherein which lot of application, everything what you can think, imagine in this world can happen under this, through this artificial intelligence, robotics, edge computing, Internet of Things, Internet of Behavior, quantum computing, cyber security, cloud computing, augmented reality, 3D printing, additive manufacturing. The field is so vast. And these are the areas wherein which you have to look. And today, a lot of capabilities to learn these things, data science. And I believe strongly that sky is not the limit. Our potential and opportunities are higher than the sky. There is an entire unexplored universe out there, cosmic universe outside there, a limitless universe that sets new sights and new standards of goal setting. Dream big and be limitless. Humans' potential goes way beyond the sky. With every opportunity, one should take up challenges and be ready to find solutions, gain experience and knowledge, which makes an individual winner in her career. For that, all of you are in the learning phase. And for a scientist, each and every moment is a learning curve. We have not stopped the reading, even though we are at fag end of the scientific journey. But to be at par with the knowledge what is evolving around the world, to know that, to update. Even today, I spent more than 3 hours to read in whatever form, maybe electronic media or books or journals. But that is how we update our knowledge. And this is the time for you all to learn. Take the advantage of every opportunity you get to learn. And that is how you have to learn and become big scholars and researchers. It looks difficult sometimes, but it's like, a bag full of cotton, heavy for those who see it from outside, but very light for those who handle it. When you pick up that bag only, you'll realize that it is not that heavy. So I would like to conclude my talk by quoting Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam's words once again. He used to tell us, all birds find shelter during rain, but eagle avoids rain by flying above the clouds. Make your mark by choosing to challenge, and I'm sure you will be on top of the world beyond the sky. Thank you and Jai Hind.
Thank you, ma'am. That was indeed stimulating experience to hear from the missile women of India. Your outstanding and exemplary work in the science and technology arena is really inspiring for all students. With your permission, ma'am, the meeting can be deemed open for the question from some students.
Yes.
Yeah. So I request the students to raise their hands so we can unmute them for taking the questions. So we can have Karishma Bisht from JNV Nainital.
Good afternoon, ma'am. Good afternoon, worthy teachers. I am Krishna Bliss from JNV Nainital. Ma'am, I am having a question for you. I want to know how we can get to know our capabilities at the right time so that we would not regret in future.
Can you repeat the question? It was not very clear.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, how we can get to know our capabilities at the right time so that we will not regret in future.
How to know our capability, our own capability.
Yes.
Yeah, it's like a leader needs to have a, like you say, the decision making capability. Okay, so you can judge yourself that at times of taking decisions, whether you are able to take decisions of your own, or you need to depend on your parents, brother, sister, etc. Now, when a person is, when you go through your leadership qualities in schools, you see that you get the opportunities to perform. If you take that, or opportunities are given, whether you are withdrawing from that or you are aiming to get that opportunity. So that is how capability of decision making is coming, or leadership qualities. So again, there's something called confidence. You have to have self-confidence, which is inherent in you, which will make you take this forward. That means, again, know your capability. So you need to be confident, you need to be self-motivated, and that is how we will be able to get the capabilities what we need for becoming a leader.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am. I hope, Karishma, you got, like, you have to be more confident, self-motivated, what ma'am suggested. So now we can go to Anju Saji from JNV Kottayam.
Good afternoon, ma'am. My name is Anju Saji. I'm studying in class 12 of Jawahar Navodaya Vidyalaya, Kottayam. I have read and heard about your great missions, and we are really inspired by you. These skies are a fascination to everyone. And nowadays, times changing like this, many girls are able to dream about the scope of girls in the sky. And can you please share your thoughts and ideas about the scope of girls in sky?
Scope of girls in science. Yeah, I'll take my own example. Like from school days, I was interested in mathematics and science. But there's something called passion to learn. So this is where we develop. Maybe it becomes like, if you have a very good science or maths teacher, we learn the subject very near and dear, like. But while we are studying, we'll get to know that what is interesting in you to learn. So that is what is the passion, what in you to learn more. So that makes, then you will search for opportunities. Like in school days, I used to look for like science exhibitions, very few in numbers within our time, what I'm talking about, 70s, 75 to 80s. So that time we have very less opportunities. But even then, when an opportunity comes, we'll jump for it. And like maybe scientific tour to scientific tour to some places of visit, or it need not be for the science area, anywhere. That shows that your inherent requirement to develop yourself. So that is how we need to look at today. Fortunately, you have every field what you look for, the set of information is around you. You need to read, you need to update your knowledge. So you'll get and today the scope is so high. Within the country, if you look at the scientific achievements and developments in the field of space, defense, and Baba atomic nuclear capabilities, technologies, and in the agriculture field, any scientific field you take, IT, the information technology, the telecommunication technology, our scientific areas of communication and tracking, surveillance, every field has science in it. So we need to just see where your interest lies and work on it. You have to have a focused mind that, yes, I will learn it. I will go for engineering. I had the feeling that I will go for engineering without knowing much about engineering from school days. So this is something has to come in you so that you can work on it. And today the country has a lot of scope in science areas. You look at everywhere, science has to be a part of every integral part of everything what is happening around you. The full scope is around you only. So Anju, you can go ahead for your scientific field, whatever you choose. Okay.
Thank you, ma'am. Hope Anju, you got your answer. Ma'am has specified everything. So with all focus, you can achieve your all goals. So now we can have Payal Mehto from JNV West Singhu.
Good afternoon. Ma'am, I Payal of class 11 from JNV West Singhu. Ma'am, I have a question. Is there any opportunity for biology background students in DRDO?
Life science, biology.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. We have a cluster which works on the life sciences. So we have people taken from biology, medical biotechnology, and medical areas. So that is where we work on requirements for, you would have heard about COVID, pandemic, and we were all, DRDO has pitched in making a lot of COVID related assistance like ventilator system. We brought in, even you would have heard about 3DG medicine, 2GD medicine for the critical patients of COVID, and many other supporting systems, the oxygen generator. See, we never had the technology within the country to have the oxygen capability when people were admitted in hospitals. But DRDO had a onboard oxygen generator for the fighter aircraft Tejas. That technology was adapted for generation of oxygen in larger volumes. And today, all across the country, this was the initiative of our government. So because this technology existed with DRDO, it was again taken to the industry, and we could achieve the requirement of the whole country. So that is how this, and this all done in the life science cluster, taking care of high altitude requirements. So that is how this biology side scientists work for the nation.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
So we can take one more, like Rupali Thakur from JNV Nagpur. And Abhilasha also I can see. Yeah, Abhilasha, if you could unmute yourself and.
Abhilasha is from?
Good afternoon to one and all present here, and a special good afternoon to you, Madam Tessie. I'm Abhilasha, a Gyanjoti scholar of 12th Science from Navodaya Vidyalaya, Mandi, Himachal Pradesh. Tessie, Madam, I read about you, and a number of questions arose in my head. Madam, what I'm asking is a blend of questions, and I hope you will quench my thirst. As you once said, science has no gender. I would like to know, did you face any difficulties on your way because of your gender, because of being a girl? If so, will you please enlighten us on how can one overcome this? What made you choose this path? We all have turning points in our life. Did you had one too? There's always some kind of parental pressure on children. But did you as a child suffer through any of it, or your parents supported you?
One by one. Yeah, I strongly say that science has no gender, and I've proven it, because when I joined, we were hardly 2 to 3% women working in our DRDO, percentage wise. And in especially for Agni program and all, we had very few women. But today, that is not the state. It has been changing. We have come to 20-30%. So that is how we could take up. And I still strongly say science has no. And when we work as scientists, it is the scientist who is working. See that when you are called as a scientist if you are knowledgeable. So what is you have to acquire knowledge. See, knowledge makes you a different person or personality. In a scientific forum, we argue technically. Then to argue technically, you have to have knowledge. If you are capable of putting your scientific views in front of all experts, then you will be accepted. So then you are accepted as a scientist. That is how you need to be at par with the knowledge. And then, fortunate that I was the only one who could do the guidance. So nobody could challenge beyond the science what I taught. So that is how it has to be. That is, it's only because of my interest in learning, the curiosity in the mind to learn. So that is what we need to acquire as far as to be a scientist. So doesn't matter what science doesn't know what you are talking. So it is who is speaking. Well, it's like that. So that is one point. Second question was on second point what she asked.
Have you faced any challenge being a girl?
Yeah, challenge. See, this is to do with technologies for the first time. First of its kind in technology. I mentioned about a composite rocket motor casing. The raw material is not available in the country. One of our labs started developing, NAL Bangalore started developing the carbon fiber. From that, the property has to be developed, the characterization, then whether it has to withstand high, it is going to be used as a rocket motor casing, means it has to be like a pressure vessel, more than high temperature, high pressure it has to withstand, the strength, and it has to stay for years together. So these are all, it should be corrosionless. So these are the things which had to be, and it took almost 5 to 6 years to develop. So the challenge of going through technology development, maybe, and if one of the fiber in that is cut, it will break like hair breaking. So that is the type of challenges what we face. Yes, but once we have to prove, if you have to look at the world across, they are all established this kind of technologies in 1970s and 80s. Our country started looking at systems maybe by 1990s. So there is a big gap in technology gap which has to be built indigenously, and nobody gives this carbon fiber and all were totally technology denial. Nobody will give us to import those systems, those raw material. That was a stage when we could identify some industry. In the beginning, internally DRDO develops, tested, made, and that is how we have taken. Once we achieved that, the quantum jump, that Agni 3 has a capability of 3,000 kilometers with a launch mass of 50 tons. Okay, when it came to Agni 4, it was less than half the weight, that is 22 ton as the launch mass, and we could go to 4,000 kilometers. So that is the type of technology enhancement. Yes, it took years of effort to come to that. And if you are there as a leader, but you have to work, a team of scientists works together. That's a challenge. We sometimes see failure. We have to come out of failure and again establish the things, go through the experiments, testing, all those is a part of development of these systems. Then third was, there was 3 questions, no? What was your third point?
Did your parents support you at that time?
From parents. Yes, of course, that my mother was educated to be a teacher, but at that point of time, father felt no, mother need not work. She became a homemaker. But being a teacher, she knew that, and we were 5 girls and 1 boy. We all were given education. My mother used to tell, all my girls will go for work, because she had the experience of not working. And because why I'm saying is, unfortunately, my father had a paralytic stroke when he was at the age of 50, 55, and he was bedridden. Had my mother, it becomes for a family of all of us, the learning ages, it was really difficult. So in my mother, even today, she is in my home here in Bangalore with me. She is now 87-year-old. She still supports me. That's what I must say, because her moral support, even though she herself cannot get up and walk, but seeing her itself, the face of her will enlighten me, and her words I keep remembering, what she has taught us, with what ethical values what she has given to us. That makes a lot of difference. As I mentioned, she says, this is the life what you have chosen, and this is the life you have. You must do the full justice to your life. That is the way. And she used to say in school days that basically from our family, most of them were on the engineering side. So she used to tell, at least one of you should become a doctor. She wants to, at least you become Dr. Tessie. But she used to tell when I was in school, should become a Dr. Tessie. But somehow I couldn't, I was not towards that part of the science, but engineering science. but I took my PhD. That's the one promise I told. I will also become Dr. Tessie. I'll take my PhD in my field. I'll become a doctor. That is how. And for I had only one son. When he was growing up, my parents, my in-laws, they were all there to support me because my work schedules was not morning 9 to 5. It was beyond, because when we do this type of research and this type of development of systems, we had to work more than 9 to 10 hours some of the days. So they were, even my husband and my son also was equally supportive in making me what I am. I had the full support of my family. Let's say. Thank you, Abhilash.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for answering all the questions. Like, keeping in view the paucity of the time, we would not be able to take further more questions. However, students may share their questions on the chat box, and we will try our best to collate all of them and send them to Tessie ma'am for her kind perusal after the program.
Okay.
So now I would like to invite Shri T. Gopalakrishna sir, DC NLI Rangareddy, and project coordinator of Gyanjoti Program, to propose a vote of thanks. I request you, sir.
Thank you, Minu. Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Most respected dignitaries and guests of today's celebration, principals, teachers, and my dear children of Vidyanjati Jawahar Navodaya Vidyalayas. I heartily wish you all a happy International Day of Women and Girls in Science. I would say I have been associated with Gyanjoti for the past 2 years and odd. One of the best and amazing role model sessions we had today. Madam, we are really indebted to you. The patience with which you have answered the questions of the children. Almost, from 200 schools, in each class around 50 to 60 children are sitting. It's almost more than 10,000 girl children who are into class 11 and 12. They have been very, very patiently listening to you, and it is a very big milestone. It is going to be a great milestone in the lives of all these girls. So on behalf of the Vidyanjoti team, it is my pleasure to propose a vote of thanks. It has been a wonderful coming together in today's celebration of International Day of Women and Girls in Science under Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav, organized by the Department of Science and Technology, New Delhi. First of all, I would like to convey my sincere gratitude to the Secretary, Department of Science and Technology, Dr. S. Chandrasekhar, for having graced today's event. We are truly honored by his presence and mesmerized by his words and visionary approach. In very, very simple words, Sir was able to share his great wisdom, how much power is inherent in the girl children and how it can take a shape by giving a proper training to it. Sir, on behalf of Navodaya Vidyalaya Samiti and Vidyanjoti and DST, I extend a very, very hearty gratitude to you for having spared your valuable time with us. And I also thank you, sir, for releasing the Gyanjoti portal and Gyanjoti logo, which have been continuously worked upon for months by teams at DST, NVS, American India Foundation, and EduNet Foundation. I thank Mr. Rajesh, the art teacher from JNV Kottayam, for his painstakingly designing and perfecting the VJ logo, and Team AF and their collaborator EduNet for delivering the VJ portal on time and covering all the last minute changes with rigor and professionalism. And it is my great privilege to thank Dr. Nisha Mendrita ma'am, who has been a guiding force and source of inspiration for us. And we never feel that we are two different departments. When we interact with ma'am, we feel that she is part of Navodaya Vidyalaya Samiti, though she has been supporting for the activities of Gyanjoti. Ma'am, your visits to some of the Navodaya Vidyalayas, wherever you are going on your official work, they have been excellent. It is setting the tone for implementation of the activities that are connected with Gyanjoti. program. So on behalf of Navodaya Vidyalaya Samiti and Vidyanjoti, we render our gratitude to you, ma'am, for being with us and for having introduced the chief guest of today's function. And today, our students, the Gyanjoti scholars, had the wonderful opportunity to interact with Dr. Tessie Thomas, ma'am, from DRDO, who is a perfect role model for them. I extend my deepest thanks to Tessie, ma'am, who, despite her busy schedule, agreed to grace the occasion, and with a lot of patience, she has cleared all the doubts that have raised in the minds of the Gyanjoti scholars. And I also thank ma'am for launching the Gyanjoti e-brochure and the Science Festival. I thank Dr. Vandana Singh and the Wise Kiran team for their constant support from DST. And at all times, they have been a big support in implementation of Gyanjoti in the knowledge centers. I also thank Jasbir Kaur, a STEM for Girls lead at IBM India, for supporting and joining this event. I extend my appreciation to the Science Utsav team, who have done a wonderful job in the phase 2 for 100 schools, conducting the concept-based STEM activities, and which has triggered a lot of inquisitiveness and interest among the girl students. I thank all the students for their participation in the event, and especially those who have eagerly asked questions, wonderful questions you have asked. And I'm sure thousands of children have been listening to what they had in their minds. These 5 students have expressed, and I am sure the doubts and apprehensions that have been in the minds of the girl students have been fully expelled with thoughtful and insightful answers that have been given by our Tessie ma'am. Lastly, I would like to thank the VJ team at NVS headquarters and the NVS IT cell, who have gone an extra mile to make this event successful. And my heartful thanks to the principals and the Vidyanjoti coordinators at the JNV level, who have been doing a human service, without whose support this program could not have achieved the kind of learning outcomes we have been able to achieve. So I take this opportunity to thank each one of you for making this wonderful role model session a great success. And I'm very happy that the objectives for which we have planned this program has been fully achieved. And I am sure all the children, and supported by their principals and the teachers, are immensely happy to be part of this program. Thank you one and all. Thank you, ma'am.
I also would like to add what Gopal Krishna ji said as a part of our team. Really, today's talk by you, Dr. Tessie, was immensely helpful, not only for the girl student who are sitting here, for whom we are also feel very, very responsible that they should understand the power of science, but even for all of us, all women scientists as well, no? Because you really showed that how you started your journey as a small girl child, and where you have reached with the support from your family, friends, and your surroundings. They really matter quite a lot. Our system where we are staying, and support system, I will put it up that we need to have four S. I normally say that our system, support, self, and society, they play a very important role in nurturing a girl, and they are very helpful in defining their career further. But in very simple manner, as you narrated your experience as from a small girl, I mean, you nurtured as one of the most eminent scientists of the world. I will put it up like that. It's really amazing for these girls to understand and to imbibe your way of learning. I will say like that, because Gyanjoti program also focus towards giving them good learnings, good examples. And through my own personal experience, I visited some of their schools. And Dr. Desi, I would like to mention here that these girls are amazing. I really find so much of like that kind of zeal in them, no, in learning. I visited some of their school, and these small little girls, they are, I mean, full of ideas. They have many, many queries, and they want to understand. So I feel as women, all of us have this responsibility. And I request you personally that in your area, you are there in Bangalore, whenever you get a time, please do visit our schools, our girls, and we will be very happy to have some more interactions in future as and when it is possible. And they are full of inquisitive minds, and this half an hour session is not sufficient for these little bright girls. They look very young, but they are full of brilliant ideas. I will just tell one example. I also get little emotional sometimes when I visited their Bangalore school. So one girl asked me that, Madam, tell me, how was your journey? So I thought she's asking me the journey from Delhi to Bangalore. But no, she wanted my own journey. And you know, the way they reacted, the way they listened to everything, it was amazing. So my wishes to all of you girls who are sitting here, you are more than 13,000, which is told, and to your teachers, to your principals, all of you have to really showcase. In this year, I want to see that few girls have cleared JEE exam. All of you know, no? So this time now you have heard Tessie madam, you are hearing me, you will hear many more, and you have to show this year many more. I want girls to be the torch bearer, and you should clear your entrance exam. Okay? Raise your
Thank you, ma'am.
hands. Raise your hands, girls. Yeah. Yes.
That's it.
That's the thing. So Meenu, take a photograph of all of them raising their hands. This will be a point we are going to see next year.
I'll also raise hand.
Oh, you're also raising. So please take a pic.
Thank you, ma'am.
Done. Okay. Okay. It was wonderful meeting you, ma'am. And I think we'll meet.
Wonderful.
Thank you, Dr.
Thank you,
Nisha.
ma'am. Thank you, everyone, for joining.
And thank you, wonderful MBS team, to be part of DST. So we're signing off. Bye-bye.
Yes, ma'am. Yeah, bye, ma'am.